Now, at the end of my paper, I asked some different questions which I thought might be good jumping off points for discussing the paper. And one of the questions that particularly interests me is, does writing with different intents affect the way the notation is read? And I give this example. Let's consider if the body does a movement in which it is standing, and then it does a kind of plie, and then it comes up, back to standing. That could be written, as I've been discussing, in different ways. So one possibility is to write it using the center of gravity in relationship to the point of support indications. Center of weight indications in relation to the support. Another one, example B, is it shows the movement written with symbols that say that the legs flex and then extend. And then last, we could write it using the altitude indications. Now, when I read these different indications and interpret them, it makes me move in different ways, because those symbols for me express different intents. Now, I'm not going to do the movement bending my legs all the way. It's in deference to my knees. But let me do a similar movement in which I'm doing a plie. Now, I'm going to do it thinking about using the symbols in which excuse me, I flex and extend my legs. I'm going to and when I interpret those symbols in that way, it makes me just think about my knees. It keeps the movement into my body. I'm not aware of the rest of my body. I really end up just thinking about what happens in my knees. Then if I think about the indications for what happens to the center of weight in relationship to the supports, I'm going to do it again and think that way. It tends to make me think about my center of weight going toward the floor and away from the floor, and it makes me feel more grounded because I'm thinking about my center of weight, and I have a sense of connection to the floor, and again the focus is just on that part of the body. But I think I end up actually going a little lower. Maybe it also affects the energy that I use, the quality of the movement. Then lastly, if I think about interpreting symbols in which I'm involved with the whole body going to different locations, i.e. the altitude indications, I'm going to do that. In that case, it makes me think about the space around me. I'm involved with my whole kinesphere. And it actually, I think, makes me have a sense of being more expansive in the movement because, again, it's where my whole body is located in the space. So I would be very curious to hear your thoughts on this issue or any of the other issues that I bring up in my paper, or your thoughts about the indications, or in response to any of the questions that I pose at